Hey guys, my name is Star and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if this is your first time stopping by. Today we're gonna haul some books. My birthday recently passed and I decided to gift myself some books, so I went shopping. I have 9 books total to go over with you guys today and I'm really excited, so let's get started. I went to Barnes & Noble's and picked up a few books. They had their tables set up where you could do the buy one get one 50% off, and I got a couple of books from there and then just a couple of other things that caught my eye. The first book I want to talk about is Circe by Madeline Miller. A ton of people talking about it. I never got around to reading it, and I thought it'd be a good time. I really like Greek mythology. I like stories centered around Greek mythology. Circe is a girl who discovers that she has all of these mystical powers, and she gets banished by Zeus to this deserted island that ends up not actually being deserted. I'm really excited to follow that story. I think this is a retelling of the Odyssey. And fun fact, I've never read the Odyssey, so that'll be a good time. The next book I want to talk about is The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton. Turton? I feel like I'm saying that wrong, but Stuart Turton, I think. Well, that's what it sounds like to me. This is a historical mystery, kind of like an Agatha Christie whodunit, which is always a good time, lots of fun. I think the twist is that it's a historical fiction. It's got a pop of fantasy in there because I think we redo the same day. Yes. In this book, we follow Evelyn Hardcastle, who dies at a masquerade party every day. On a loop. It's the same day over and over again. She keeps dying, and the day won't stop redoing itself until Aiden can discover who killed her and stop the murder from happening. This just looks like a good fun time. I feel like it's a good time of year for this. It looks like a fun little mystery for the fall, which I'm really looking forward to. I'm kind of stacking up my fall TBR with lots of fantasy and lots of mystery thrillers, and this is a little bit of both, which is exciting. The next book that we're going to talk about is Gideon the Ninth by Tamsin Muir. Muir. I'm really bad with names. But again, this is another book that's been around for a while. People love it. I haven't gotten to it. I think the genre is science fantasy, so a little bit of sci-fi, a little bit of fantasy. Again, we're reaching the time of year where I read books like this, so I'm beyond stoked to get to it. The next book I want to talk about, and the last book that I got at Barnes & Noble's, is A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. I really love a good dark academia. I don't know when dark academia became its own genre, but I'm all about it. I love a good dark academia book. I've been all about the school setting. In every book I read, I guess that's just the effect of reading Harry Potter at a young age. I love a school setting, big fan of it. And then in this time of year, just a dark academic setting, work of art. I'm super excited. I've seen a ton of people talk about this book, like adding it to their TBRs, calling it, talking about wanting to read it. I don't know that I've actually seen that much feedback on it. It could just be that I'm not looking in the right places, but it's pretty short. Yeah, it's just over 300 pages. So it'll be a quick read, and it just looks like it'll be a fun time for this time of year. The next book I want to talk about is a new book to my shelves, but I didn't go buy it exactly. I am a die-hard Cassandra Clare fan. I love the Shadowhunter series. It's my favorite series of all time, specifically the Dark Artifices series, but in general, love them. And they did a Kickstarter at the end of last year, and we started getting the books from the Kickstarter. The next book I have is The Secrets of Blackthorn Hall. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that these were actually stories posted on Cassandra Clare's Tumblr. I think she put them on her Tumblr as a series. Every week or every month she released another story, and then with the Kickstarter she bounded them up and released them as a reward for funding the Kickstarter. I am supposed to be getting all 4 books that were part of it, so this is the first one. I don't actually know when I'm gonna read this. It's there. I will get to it. I know that I'll read it before the next set of Shadowhunter books comes out. I just don't know when that is. So I also picked up some books from Target. If you watched my TBR, I talked about wanting to read the Throne of Glass series before the end of the year and how I'm gonna aim for reading 2 books a month to get that accomplished. I didn't own the whole series, so when I went to Target, I picked up Tower of Dawn and Kingdom of Ash, which is the last 2 books in the series, and I believe the only 2 books that I was missing. I'm not gonna tell you what they're about. A lot of people have read them. You can find the synopsis if you want them. I don't actually know what they're about because I haven't gotten to this point of the series, and honestly, I don't want to spoil the series. I don't know how you would give a synopsis for books that are this deep in the series without spoiling the first half of it. The next book I picked up at Target was Throne of the Fallen by Carrie Manasalco. I don't know a ton about this book. I've seen it. Specifically, I saw Books and Lala talking about it, and it's all over Book Talk. It's all over BookTube. I've seen it a ton of places. I never really planned to pick it up, to be completely honest, but I was at Target, I was browsing, and I flipped to the dedication. For those who can't help falling for the villain and love a sinfully wicked fairy tale, this one's for you. How do you not pick it up after that? I got hooked just by the dedication. I don't know if I'll like it. I don't know if I'll hate it. I want to love it. I like a wicked fairy tale. I would think most people do. So I'm gonna go in blind. I don't want to have too much information, but I really hope I love it. And this is definitely gonna make the TBR before the end of the year. The next book we're gonna talk about is another book that I got from Target that I was not planning to get. I hadn't heard a ton about it. Still actually haven't heard that much about it. I got caught by the bookends, the page ends. I think the roses are really pretty. And then again, I flipped to the dedication for those who love them villainous, and I got hooked. The Coven by Harper L. Woods. I think this is a dark academia. I think this takes place in a school setting, which, yes, please. So I'm really, really excited about that. The last book we're gonna talk about is the last book I picked up at Target, and it's the only romance book. I don't typically tend to lean towards romance in this time of year, but fun fact, my favorite romance of all time is The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. And reading the back of this made this feel like it was very much that same type of vibe. The Worst Best Man by Lucy Score. This follows a maid of honor who has to work with the best man to pull off a wedding, if I'm remembering correctly. So she is super involved because she wants to make sure her best friend's wedding doesn't get ruined. He's an arrogant prick who doesn't love it. I'm really excited to read this. I might actually read it sooner rather than later because I'm hoping it's as funny as The Unhoneymooners. It's really hard to make me laugh quite like Christina Lauren, but I'm hoping because it just gives those vibes. And I could be down for a good little romance between all of the fantasy and the dark academia and the sci-fi and the mystery thrillers. I'm like, I could probably use a romance in there somewhere. So I'm super stoked about this one. Those are all the books I've hauled recently. I don't tend to pick up a ton of books at once. I usually have like 1 or 2 that I grab. If there's like a sale of some sort, I read a lot on my e-reader. I listen to a lot of audiobooks through the library. So I don't do a ton of hauls. You're not gonna see a lot of those. It just happened to have been my birthday, so I picked up quite a few books. It's a little rare for me. But I'm really excited about the books that I did grab. I'm stoked to get to them sooner rather than later. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. And if there's any other books out there I should keep an eye on, please let me know in the comments below.